Conversation. Now, it wasn't too long ago that women were restricted from political, legal and economic rights that their modern-day counterparts take for granted. Owing to the perseverance and, of course, personal sacrifice of many, African women have become an economic force to be reckoned with. Now, today, women occupy various top managerial positions, not only in the private sector, but also in government, and are awarded for their excellence. We are now joined in studio by some award winners of Africa's most influential women in business and government. In our Cape Town studio, Dr. Elmi Muller. She's with us. She won in the health category. It's good to have you, Dr. Muller. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And here in the Johannesburg studio with me, I'm joined by Liz Siegel, who received an award under the automotive category. Liz, welcome to Morning Live. It's good to have you as well.
Thank you, Leanne.
And congratulations to both of you. I think it's fantastic to be awarded in the various fields that you work in. Elmi, tell us a little bit more about what you do. What was it that you were awarded for?
Well, Leanne, I'm a transplant surgeon, so I work mostly to transplant patients with renal failure, but I specifically focused on transplanting HIV-positive patients for the last 5 years. And I've been having a project where I've been giving them HIV-positive organs. So this was what I got the award for, and this is my research project at the moment and something I feel very passionate about.
Yeah, but besides that, it was also a Lifetime Achievement Award, so it's obviously something that, you know, this is what you've dedicated your life's work for.
Well, I hope I will still have a long life ahead of me.
Well, I hope so too. I hope so too. I hadn't seen you until we came on air, and you're so young to get the Lifetime Achievement Award. You've obviously done exceptionally well in these short years you've been here.
Well, it's wonderful to be here, and I at the moment I have transplanted 24 HIV-positive patients with HIV-positive organs. And I hope that I will be able to do many more patients.
Yeah, we hope so too. Keep up the fantastic work that you're doing. Now, that's in the health sector, but let's talk about the automotive sector. Now you know, ladies and gentlemen, why we were talking about cars before we came to the interview. Liz winning in the automotive sector, which is fantastic, because when one talks about cars and automotives and mechanics, automatically you think of a guy. You know, yeah. That's a guy's world. And here you are, excelling in this particular world. So how did you get into it? What made you interested in it?
I think just coming out of varsity, one of my biggest mentors, and which is my brother, is also in the automotive industry, James. And just chatting to him about the graduate program, and I've got these offers, you know, in FMCG and one in the automotive industry with Volkswagen. What should I do? And he said, well, try it out. You get a car, and that was a big bonus for a student.
Exactly.
So I started at Volkswagen's graduate program and just never looked back.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So what were you doing that got you this award?
I just think being passionate about it, I became passionate about the automotive industry over the years. Also developing sort of a niche for myself, young black South African female in a man's world, the ultimate of a man's world, as it were. You know, you sort of develop that unique position within the industry, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. I thoroughly enjoyed the growth over the years, and now finally in exports. It's been a steep learning curve, but an enriching one.
Yeah. Elmi, let's talk about being awarded and getting awards like this. What does it mean to you to receive something like this?
Well, obviously, the personal recognition that you get is very nice, and it's when you've worked hard on something, it's wonderful to get that recognition. But I think it's also important to note that the exposure, the fact that you get the chance to talk about your work, I hope is also a motivation for some younger women who want to work in your field and who want to work outside your field, and that you can be a positive influence on them, because I think that is something that is going to have in the future a high impact.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the idea, is not to sort of end it here. It's to enrich the youth and the younger ladies that are watching and perhaps want to get into your field. I mean, is it dominated by males in what you do, or not? Are you finding that there is equilibrium in the healthcare field?
Well, it's very much depending on the speciality that you choose. So in the field of surgery, women is probably not yet equally represented. There are other specialities where women are the majority of the workforce, for instance, pediatrics, general medicine, and I think in the GP world, we're getting a lot of female GPs now entering into healthcare. If you look at the intake of medical students, we have a lot of females, but it's still a long way to go to get women to all specialize and to go into the more managerial positions. And this is a huge problem, not only in South Africa, but also internationally, and something we as women need to work on.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, let's talk about it in your industry and in your field. I mean, this must be it must be glaringly obvious.
It is very obvious. There are very few senior executives in the motor industry. We at Jaguar Land Rover have just taken on a fresh new batch of candidates for this year, graduate candidates, and it was good to see that most of them were female.
Fantastic.
Just also trying to recycle the females within the motor industry was very, very good in terms of development.
What's interesting about you is that you've actually stopped working for the company now,
Yes.
and you're focusing on something else.
Yes. I made a conscious decision to leave Jaguar Land Rover. After being with them for 4 years, I think it was a good enough time. I had to decide between currently doing my MBA, as we discussed, and a few opportunities that are sort of in the pipeline. And I thought it's better to just wrap up my final year of my MBA before I look at other opportunities.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to do that. I mean, to be able to sort of enrich yourselves, and that's fantastic. Well, we wish you the best of luck. Elmi, what are you working on at the moment? I mean, obviously, you're exceptionally busy, but what is it that you would love to sort of continue to achieve in your career?
Well, obviously, I'm a clinician and I work with patients. So one of my objectives is always to improve the care for patients, to improve the access that they have to healthcare, that they have to my field, which is transplantation. I'm also working at the moment to help some African centers who want to start in the field of transplantation. We've just had a big workshop in Durban last week to encourage some of these places like Kenya and Ghana, Sudan, to start transplantation programs. And I'm working very narrowly with these people to try and help them to also get something going for their patients and for the people living in those areas.
It's absolutely incredible. Two inspirational women in studio with us this morning. I really thank both of you for being with us. Elmi Muller, Dr. Elmi Muller, who is an award winner for Africa's most influential business and government women, and of course a Lifetime Achievement Award. And as we were saying, far too young to be achieving an award like that, but nonetheless, this is just the start for you. We'll give you another Lifetime Achievement Award in a couple of years' time. And then, of course, also here in the Johannesburg studio, Liz Siegel, who received an award in the automotive category. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.